The complete reputational collapse of Boogie2988 is being brought to you live through the power of the internet for all the world to see. It's so crazy, right? Because the last time we talked about this, it was, Boogie was going to be taking a step back from the internet, never to return again. He had deleted his Twitter account. He just simply decided that now was the time to really get everything together for himself. Okay, he was going to go back, he was going to get the blood tests, he was going to prove that blue-haired sodomite wrong with his assertions that no, I do in fact have cancer. It has been killing me for 2 years. I just now need a biopsy to go ahead and prove it. Imagine this, right? Like take a few steps back, and we'll go back a few days when it was exposed by that now more insufferable human being. Imagine falling off, okay? Being at a point in time where you were being heralded as exposing one of the most detestable human beings on the entire platform, and to now have a lower ranking in society than somebody who faked cancer. It is a speed run that I don't think we're ever going to see the likes of again. But here again, I also didn't think somebody who at one point in time was the most beloved internet personality alive, having to resort to scamming people with crypto coins and faking cancer for sympathy and money. I never thought that we'd end up here, but if you want more of the backstory, okay, if you want everything leading up to Monday night's Lolcow live podcast, I do implore you, go back and check out the video that I did on the subject leading into the weekend. It was something like that. Like, this has been an entirely crazy saga, and this past few days, well, it's been pretty busy when it comes to the news, okay? So keeping dates straight, it's not exactly the most elegant time, I would say. But Boogie, yes, faked or extrapolated on a potential diagnosis of polycythemia, trying to paint it as being the cancerous version of a otherwise benign disease. Not saying that that's not a difficult condition to have. It's just not cancer, okay? But because it's so close and you can spin it as cancer, and Boogie being the misery merchant that he is, of course he was going to take that step when he needed to. It's just, I don't know, maybe in his hubris, he felt that he would never get called out for it, mostly because nobody ever thought that anyone stooped so low as to faking cancer. But now, well, now he just had to admit it for the entire world to see. So yeah, Boogie2988 admits he's been lying about having cancer.
So high. We could probably get him the fucking
so
code.
Vera's not on there. Vera's not on the portal.
I don't know, man.
It's not.
I can send you a bunch of stuff.
You said 4 days ago you were looking at it.
Yeah, 4 days ago you said you were looking at it.
Like
So
I told you, I spent the last 2 years getting treated for it. I've been told by my doctor for the last 2 years.
It's fine, Boogie. Just admit it's not on the portal.
It's not on there. I told you this.
Thank you.
I have to do the so high.
Oh my God, I don't know. Just say it's not on there. Okay, it's not on there. Oh my God. So Boogie's probably going to use this as justification to go ahead and say, oh, I was bullied by Keemstar and I was forced to make an admission, and try to once again play the victim on this one because, yeah, he came back and he has a post. Oh, and by the way, yeah, reactivated his Twitter account. So yeah, the 2 days removed from his deactivation, yeah, he's back. Not so much like Jesus Christ in so much as the boulder outside of the cave, but no. Here's Boogie's justification, okay? According to the internet, I lied about cancer. You did, okay? However, for the last 2 years, I've been treating the symptoms of that cancer. No, you've been treating symptoms of a disease that could potentially turn into a cancer. Polycythemia Vera is a blood cancer. That's what can happen. You have a disease precipitated by your intense and prolonged obesity. Because you're so fat, your body creates excess red blood cells, meaning that your blood type is literally turning into ragu. The blood tests, medications, and so much more. Well, that's nice. We still have one test left to do to verify which cancer it is, or to just simply verify that you have cancer, because I've heard this talked about before, and it really is a good point, okay? At this point in time, even if, okay, Boogie gets that other test and it does in fact confirm that, yeah, okay, you have cancer. Even if he has like a different type of cancer, if it turns out, yeah, bro, you actually have lung cancer now all of a sudden, okay? You've already burnt the card of I have cancer. Nobody's going to give you sympathy for this, okay? You're already known as a fraud on this subject, so you went out, okay? Went out and burnt any sympathy that you could potentially have for having cancer, and now you could potentially be having cancer and you're not going to get any of the benefits of having cancer. Like, holy shit, bro, what a failure. Yes, but for now, we have been treating the Polycythemia Vera, which is the cancer they told me that I have. Oh, see, I couldn't be asked to check my medical records. They told me. Who's they, though? They told me I had it, so I'm just living at the whims of the professionals, the same professionals that told you that you'd be able to lose and maintain a healthy body weight if you went under the knife for laparoscopic surgery. Okay. My brother has seen it in my medical charts. My girlfriend and best friend, the girlfriend actually does stuff around your house, but the best friend who lives upstairs, the total freeloader, have been present when the doctor spoke of it. So it was a big family get together, and you guys all went down to the clinic to just go see how sick Boogie really is. Now, we are now doing more tests to confirm the Polycythemia Vera. So for the past 2 years, you've been treating the symptoms that they told you that you have, but we still have to confirm it. Or to determine if there is a second cancer present. Yeah, he's going to come out and it's going to be, hey guys, no, Polycythemia Vera, that's old news. Now I've got non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. I spent too much time next to a nuclear reactor. Sat in Boogie's case. We are starting with a colonoscopy to see if the cancer is present there. Bro, you're too fat to have colon cancer. Like, let's just stop. As I've shown signs that prostate cancer is present. I'm sure you have, Boogie. I was panicked when my doctor told me I had cancer 2 years ago, and when I was in a vulnerable state, I shared that long before I should have. Yeah, because at that point in time, you needed some sympathy after you lost all your money in a crypto scam, and that was after all of the highlights wore off of you e-begging outside away from all of the collectibles that you had inside your home. But okay, I should have never jumped the gun like that. I have never done a GoFundMe. I have never asked my audience for money to treat this cancer. See the caveat you had to put on that one? I've never done a GoFundMe. That, I don't know or not, okay? To take a professional liar at face value, it's trepidatious, but I've never asked my audience for money. Yes, you have, so that you had to put the asterisk next to this to treat this cancer. Well, actually, that could potentially be a lie, but it's one of these squishy Boogie lies, like so many other things in his life, because there was also a reason that you were running your crypto scam, and that was to go ahead and finance your medical bills. So was that specifically for the cancer treatment? You can probably say no, it was for other things, like the protein that you have in your urine. But honestly, don't you just throw all of those expenses in a big bucket and then try to fry them? I never have and I never will. Well, that's just all a lie. Let's see if page 2 will go ahead and clear things up. In fact, of my years as a YouTuber, I've donated. See, I've done good things, okay, that'll somehow wipe away the bad things that I'm currently doing, right? I've done good things in the past. Don't look at what I'm doing right now. It's fine. And I've donated and helped raise tens of thousands of dollars to St. Jude's to Cancer Research Hospital to help people suffering with cancer. My father died of cancer. My best friend from childhood died of cancer. My friend John, Total Biscuit. Don't you evoke his name, you piece of shit. You better fuck off right now. Cancer is not something I would ever lie about. Yes, it is. It obvious admit that bringing up wow, that one caught me off guard, because I was a big fan of TB back in the cut, man. For him to evoke his name on this one, oh wow, that's a woo. Okay, but I should have waited for the final test to have done and not just repeated what my doctor had to say that day. It's so crazy, right? You can't get any of the other particulars right, but apparently some date that happened 2+ years ago, you can just simply recall like that. It's interesting. I'm sorry that I ever spoke of it. Please just be pity. I'm just being bullied and dogpiled by the internet right now. I spoke of it, and moving forward, no matter what happens, I will not speak of it publicly. Unless, of course, you need more sympathy or you need another hit of clout, because you also said you were going to be leaving the internet, and then here you are 2 days later. I considered this a closed matter, and now we'll make sure it remains a private battle that I've shared only with my closest loved ones. Yes, of course, people that you can also guilt and leech their emotions off of. Great. I'm sorry for those I've hurt or offended by either the rumors that have floated around by my actions when I spoke too early about my cancer. You don't have cancer. You don't. You lied about it. Of all the mistakes and fuck-ups I've made in this life, this was the one that will haunt me to the bitter end, as it should. I'm genuinely sorry. I'm sure you are, and guess what? It definitely will haunt you to the bitter end, because yes, it should. It absolutely should. Cretins like this who try to fake cancer, who try to weaponize sympathy like this emotional vampire, They need to have acts like this haunt them until their dying days. This is somebody who was on top of the world, man. Okay, he won, and you can see it in the background right there. Okay, he won a game award for like Creator of the Year. Okay, at Jeff Keighley's big industry Christmas party. Everybody loved Boogie. Everybody thought he was the nicest guy that you'd ever meet, and now he's getting exposed for lying about cancer. I couldn't imagine going from being at the highest highs that he was to just about the lowest of lows. Only the person only lower than him right now is the guy who ironically exposed him a couple of days ago. Holy shit. And I've talked about this before, okay, where I'm always just a little bit concerned about being a content creator or something like this, because I see the likes of, Wings of Redemption, Boogie, so many other freaks that are out there just completely and totally lose it after a few hours or a few years on the internet. Then I think, oh yeah, right, I'm not the type of person to fake an illness for sympathy. I'm not the type of person to scam an audience if things get rough. I'm not a piece of shit human being. So it's important to call out people who are, expose these bad behaviors, and promote being a good person. Really that difficult? Well, apparently, the internet space very much is. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.